It's a pleasure to be with you all today. I'm truly grateful to have met Dr. Emanuel and to have had a chance to read his book. And I'm usually not a person who tends to read a book from cover to cover, but this is a book, I tell you, I picked up from the start and just like I was highlighting and making notes, and it was so easy to read, and it resonated so much with not just my work and how to how to tackle challenges in a work environment, but also it made me think about situations in life, whether it's with family or with friends, pretty much in any situation. So these are really important skills that that really apply to any situation where you find yourself challenged or needing to find a solution to an obstacle. And I chose the first chapter, which is about clarity, because it's something that I had to learn the hard way through trial and error and through experience. And I often in my work environment, I often had to resolve many issues within the hospital, and of course, people who are frustrated and they're expressing their issues, and you're kind of like the face that they have to really get everything out on. There's nobody else. So you're kind of in the line of fire. And in the beginning, I used to find myself wanting to react or respond. But then I started to see that the more I listen, the more I put myself in their shoes, the more I was able to see, yeah, actually, I can really understand what the problem is. And that would actually gain their trust, and they really authentically felt that that I was listening to them. And so when Dr. Emanuel talks about the first step being clarity, it makes so much sense, because also sometimes we don't know what the problem is. We might think, okay, this is the issue, and we don't have a lot of patience to wait and test things out and get information, and we rush to resolve things in a hurry because it feels a bit uncomfortable not knowing where you stand. So I remember very clearly Dr. Emanuel always says, patience is so important, and this is precisely what he describes in this chapter. It talks a lot about having patience, talking to the right people, trying to understand what is the core issue. And one thing that stood out to me is this paragraph, which I'm going to kind of paraphrase to you. And it's about avoiding emotions and standing back so you can see clearly. And he says, when examining the problem, it is important to have a holistic and objective view. Stand back and avoid any emotions in order to be objective. So kind of be neutral and put yourself in that person's shoes. Avoid focusing on personal issues and do not make people feel threatened so that they can open up easily and provide you with the information that's needed. Again, it's something I've experienced, really not pointing fingers, but making people feel that they're being heard, that there is no judgment, there's no blame. We're all here to find what the core issue is, and we want to work together in order to find a resolution. Do not make assumptions and be prepared to listen and change your views. You must seek to understand rather than have preconceived ideas. You have to see things from other people's perspectives. It's important to be honest and not pretend or mask the scale of the problem. But also being too kind to the people involved does not really help them understand the problem or build commitment to change. So this is just a little excerpt of the first chapter, which again, it's not just related to work or one area of your life. It's really something that can be applied all throughout different instances, you know, when interacting with anybody. And it's just a beautiful book to read. It reads so easily that me, who has never really read a book from cover to cover, has actually finished this book on a plane ride. So it was a long plane ride, but I did finish it. So so thank you. I turn it over to you, Dr. Montiel.
Oh, wow, that is so cool. That is, and what I gathered from you there was how, the word in French is abordable, how easy it is to actually read this book. And I did. I wrote a review on Amazon, and I would encourage everybody who reads it to actually put a review on Amazon, because the way we work these days, digital technology is really very innovative, and it helps us to actually, how many of us would go away on holiday without looking at TripAdvisor, or buy a book without looking at the reviews, or hotels? So these things do help. So please read the book, put in a review on Amazon, because it certainly works to encourage other people to get the same information that you've got. And what you said there was so crystal clear. It is such a simple book to read. And what he's done is he's actually put in bits after every chapter that helps you with specific questions to reflect on the chapter that you've just read. And he's even put a little bit of where you can write notes. So for people like me, I can write in the book. I've got permission, you've got permission to write in the book all the notes that you've been talking about, which is fantastic. So thank you so much, Mariam.